Hi, my name's Emma Hogan and I'm a coloured pencil artist. I just thought I would show you a few ways that I create highlights and lift the coloured pencil off to make it lighter in areas, etc. Okay, we'll start off with, you can see some marks already on here. I didn't do it dark enough, so I went back over again. That's what the marks are there. So the various things I have is a Tenwin electric eraser. I've got some Blu Tack that is white. I have the Uni Posca pen, kneadable gummy putty eraser, a slice tool, Scotch tape, and a wax paper, which is good. Right. Okay, shall we start with the gummy? Actually, no. Let's start with something a little bit, it doesn't show up as much, I think. Probably the wax paper. So the wax paper, stuff I buy, the cut right stuff, is clear, so you can put it on top of what you're working on and just create your lines. You can use an embossing tool or a pencil and just basically do lines like this, or do with the embossing tool. Shouldn't technically press too hard on it, and lift it off, and it does do lines. It's not showing very well on there, maybe because I've got quite a few layers. I've got about 8 layers on this, so it could be because of that, but I do use it quite a bit, so generally it does work quite well. I'm not sure how it works on this paper. So this is pastel, I should say what papers I've got here actually. So this is pastel matte, this one. This one is Fabriano Artistico, £300, the heaviest one. It's quite thick, like card. And this one here is the Strathmore Bristol Vellum. You can actually see the difference in how dark they are. So they all have 8 layers. And this one here, which is the pastel matte, which I'm thinking of not switching to per se, but giving a try, see how I get on with it. You can see already it's a lot darker than all the others. So that's a bonus. Means you work quicker, which is always nice. And I'm pretty slow. Okay, so let's start with the, so I did the wax paper, sorry. Yeah. I'll try on this one. I've not tried it on pastel matte, so this is new to me. So I'm not sure, it probably won't lift off. I mean, you can work, oh, it has lifted it off. Probably be ideal for just doing little dots and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it does lift off, not amazingly, but this is pastel matte, and you can work, you know, you can get your white pen once you've got that dark like that, and you can pencil and you can work over it like that. So that's another reason why I want to switch, or, you know, not switch, but try this paper out and see how I get on with it. Okay, so that's the wax paper. My electric eraser, which I absolutely love. That's good for doing lifting out light. And then I'll just, because you get a lot of black on the end of it. So I just will go on a separate bit of paper, obviously not the one I'm working on, and clean it off. So try it on the pastel matte. Yeah, it lifts it quite lightly, but you can keep going over it, and then obviously taking off the mess. But it's good if you just want to create some highlights on the top of the fur or you've just gone a bit crazy with a pencil and you need to take it down. So that does quite well on there. And then on this one, which is the Bristol paper, probably works the best, to be honest. Comes off quite nice, look. Okay, this is a smoother paper, this one obviously, so that's why it comes off so oh, it comes off quite, I think it's just because it was dirty. Okay, well this is what I generally use all the time for creating. With this one, this Tenwin, I don't know if you can see it. You just take the eraser out and you can turn it around so you've got a finer edge, and it's great for doing tiny little marks. I'll keep it that way because I'd rather use that side. Okay, so that's that. That's the electric eraser, which is amazing. This one you get loads of erasers with it. Bending it up. I'll just put it on one side. Okay, so there's that, and then you've got the putty kneadable art eraser. This is a brand new one I've just got. This is good for lifting quite, you know, big areas of colour that you just want to take down, or you've done a mistake and you can just lift it out. It's good for that, creating effects and stuff. Just keep turning it in on itself, don't keep using the same bit. Okay, that's the Fabriano, and then on the pastel mat it picks up quite well. You see that? Just keep turning it. So yeah, it's great for taking out big chunks. You can do different, you know, you can dab it or you can rub it, whichever way you want to do it. The Bristol board is the same. Probably doesn't do it as well actually. Probably takes it off better on the pastel mat, if I'm honest. Yeah. Yep, so it works well on the pastel mat. Probably good for tidying up some of the pastel mat, you know, when it can get quite messy. So if you use pastel mat, you shouldn't get a brush or brush it or blow it, but you should blow it. If you brush it, it's gonna make a mess, but this is quite good for tidying it, you know, cleaning it up around the edges and stuff as well. So that's good for that. Then I use Blu Tack, the white version I use. This is great. This can be quite strong actually for lifting. I do worry sometimes it's going to damage the outside of the paper. So I probably wouldn't go too much around the outside with it. But it's great for if you have like, you want to do something, lift off quite a bit. It's quite good for that. So it lifts off. On this Fabriano, it lifts off better than... So the Blu Tack is stronger than the putty, I find, for lifting off. So if I want to remove something that's like I've made a mistake or it's too much colour somewhere, then this is great for lifting off. I've not tried it on the pastel mat yet, so yeah, it's good. So it lifts off quite a lot. And then do the same as before, just keep turning it. Lift it off. See how much it lifts off there. It's quite good. It's great for, you know, putting some really strong highlights in. So this is the Blu Tack and that's the putty eraser. So it's not as good. It just goes to show you that one's really good. And on the Bristol vellum, you see it's quite tacky, so it's good for lifting off, but I would go careful like around the edge of you don't want to damage the white of your paper, especially if you work with a white background. But if you're just lifting off something on here, it's quite good. That's really good. Okay, and then we got the Scotch tape. Yeah, it's going to be awkward now, isn't it? Little stringy bits. Right, okay, so with the Scotch tape, you can use a pencil, just sharpen this one a bit more quickly. A nice fine edge. And lay it down like that, and just that little figure of 8, you can see that it stands out quite well. Let's put it down. I mean, obviously it's going to lift off the surrounding area, but if you just want to do a nice like line like that, it will create the nice lines for you. Pastel matte. Still, it's quite bright as well. It's quite good for that. Hasn't lifted off too much of the pencil either, which is good. Like I said, I'm quite new to. I've worked on pastel matte before with pastels, but not with coloured pencils. So that's something I'm going to have to try out on this one. It's not as good. So yeah, it does work really, really well on the pastel matte, so that's good. Good to know, just quite as strong as the Blu Tack actually. So that's the Scotch tape, and then you've got your slice tool, which I've heard is not very good on pastel matte, but not too bad. She's done a nice job. Not bad. So that's the slice tool. And then just wipe it off with your fingers. This is a Faber-Castell. It's not doing such a great job. I mean, it does work well with Faber-Castell. You have to make sure that you've got a wax-based pencil. Start with a wax-based pencil like Luminance as a base layer, and then work over it. I mean, generally works if you've got quite a few layers anyway, but I think it's just because I've done it on the pastel matte and it looks really good on the pastel matte, and it's just making it look rubbish on there. And on the Bristol, it's not as great either. Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, I think that's all of them. Yep, the Uni Posca pen. Give it a bit of a shake. Now, if I use this, it's just for highlights on the eye, or if I've really messed up and I've not left enough white in, then maybe I'll use this. I don't use it that often, but it's great for just, you know, adding some, you know, whiskery bits like that. Works well over pretty much any surface. I mean, I've not tried it on this one, but it's a bit draggy, not as good as on there, because obviously this the pastel matte is quite a grainy surface. It's like a softer touch, but it's quite grainy, which is why this is nice, a lot darker than the rest of them, because it holds the pencil better and you can build up layer upon layer on this. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out. Hopefully make a future video about my, you know, working between the two Faber-Castell, which I use all the time. Switch into this to see what it's like, whether I'll keep using the pastel matte or I'll switch between the two of them. I don't know. But that's my video for today. Hope you enjoyed it and you get something from it at least. Thank you for watching. Bye.